It's time to shake what your mama gave you, because you're in for quite... Ah, darn it, I forgot to change out of my wetsuit. Hang on, guys. Okay, I'm back. Where was I? Oh yeah. It's time to shake what your mama gave you, because you're in for quite a video today. You read that title right. This video is all about butts. What exactly is it about butts that makes them so fascinating? As far as I know, butts were originally created as an exit hole for undigested waste, and as time went on, we've seen them as more than that. Particularly as entertainment that in some cases brings laughs, and in other cases brings pleasure. And that transfers over into the world of video games. Though it's not a huge topic, it is quite an interesting one, though most of it is discussing which characters have the best looking backside. Anyways, this video we'll be talking about something a bit different and sadly doesn't get much attention, and that, my dear viewers, is butt attacks. And no, I'm not talking about things like farting or shooting out feces like a machine gun or anything, because despite being the original purpose of a butt, that's gross. When I say butt attacks, I'm referring to the act of one using their rear end to hit their foes. I've gone through a handful of games in search of some notable examples, so we'll see how this goes. Better hold on to your butts, guys, because there's plenty of them to talk about. Let's start with the simplest and most common butt attack, the ground pound from the Mario series. Ever since Super Mario 64, Mario and the rest of the gang have been using this move even to this very day. It's the act of jumping, then stopping to do a very quick front flip, and then drop straight down ass first. It's used to flatten enemies, break blocks, and push down wooden pegs, and even reveal secrets. At this point, it's become an essential move in the Mario games, both fun and useful. Though unlike other examples I'll be showing you in a bit, the ground pound doesn't really emphasize the use of the rump as much. Well, maybe except for Wario. His ground pounds have proven to be quite strong compared to everyone else, probably due to being a heftier guy. In Super Mario 64 DS, he can break the harder black bricks and push down pegs with only one ground pound. He also uses it in pretty much every installment of the Wario Land series. Now when it comes to butt attacks in other 3D platformers or action-adventure games, there aren't that many, but here's what I got. In Majora's Mask, when Link has the Goron mask on, he could do a 3-hit combo, with the last hit being a butt bump, or something like that. Honestly, I never found myself using that, I was more focused on rolling around. Juliet from Lollipop Chainsaw has a move simply called butt attack. She could use it to bump her rear against any zombie's face, which stuns it and leaves it vulnerable to decapitation. But one of the most notable moves, in my opinion, comes from Pac-Man World 2. Play this game if you haven't already, it's fun. Pac-Man has many attacks in this game, but the one move you'll be using pretty much the entire time is the butt bounce. You jump with A, and then press A again to plummet straight down and bounce off the ground off your butt. It's so freaking fun to use this. You can use it to kill enemies and bosses, hit switches, bounce off trampolines that send you high into the air, or just because you want to. They should have called this game Pac-Man, the Bouncy Butt Adventure. Or not. Forget I said that. Dragon Quest, an RPG series, is probably the last place you'd find a butt attack. But they have one. It's a move called Hip Drop, used by Jessica from the 8th game and Jade from the 11th. That was a freaking giant squid. And that giant squid, capable of taking down that entire ship, was just defeated by a woman who turned around and bumped her ass against it. Yeah! Booties are awesome! Which is kind of the point of this video in case you weren't aware. Now let's move on to some fighting games where butt attacks are more common. We'll begin with King of Fighters. We have a few characters who use butt bumps, like Athena and Mai Shiranui, which are both aerial attacks, but they didn't originally have them at their disposal. Yuri Sakazaki, on the other hand, has had one ever since her debut in the Art of Fighting series. While it's nothing but a simple butt bump and not quite as good as many of her other moves, which by the way are pretty awesome too, you can't help but find it quite amusing. In the game Skullgirls, we got this character Squiggly, who's one of my favorites to play as. She fights along with a talking parasite known as Leviathan, who's pretty much keeping her living, and together, they're a force to be reckoned with. Now in the game, not only can you fight solo, but you can also fight in groups of 2 or 3, which gives you the ability to swap between characters during the match. You can also do an attack known as an outtake, which knocks your opponent away and off screen, forcing them to swap out with one of their other fighters. Now that we covered that, what does Squiggly do for her outtake? Well, quite humorous, huh? And it's even funnier when she says bump when she does it. Wait, well, hold up now. Did Leviathan just reference the dad ass meme? He did! Wow. Leviathan, you naughty parasite. The things you see sometimes, am I right? Next up, we got Dead or Alive, not to be confused with a Bon Jovi song. Sadly, I've never played these games, but if you think that's going to stop me from talking about it, you are wrongo, my dear viewers. Allow me to introduce Tina Mother Truckin' Armstrong. Representing the state of Texas is one of Dead or Alive's deadliest fighters. Born to follow in her father's footsteps and become a great professional wrestler, she seeks fame beyond her fighting skills. But she uses those said skills to her advantage to join the Dead or Alive tournament in hopes of being noticed by the likes of Hollywood. Let's see her in action, shall we?
Get ready. Fight!
Oh! Damn! Oh, there is no way that his ribcage didn't break after that. Are you guys sure that you want to die this way? I mean, butts are lovely and all, but... Ouch! Speaking of both Dead or Alive and butts, there's Dead or Alive Extreme, a spin-off series where the Dead or Alive female fighters get together on a private island to relax, hang out, wear bikinis, play pool games, and just have a wonderful time. And I know you're all probably thinking, that sounds like a fanfic. And yeah, it kinda does. But it's real. And they even have butt battles. Alright, that's enough, you pervs. Mine's out of the gutter. Out of the gutter. Alright, here's a good one. Our Mika from the Street Fighter series. First of all, take a good look at her. You could just tell by her wild appearance, we're in for quite a treat. We're gonna focus on her appearance in Street Fighter V though, which, like many of these fighting games, I haven't played, but I got to draw some attention to this. Mika herself seems like a pretty fun fighter. She's basically like another wrestling character like Tina, except maybe a bit more flashy. One interesting attribute about her is that she has a wrestling partner who shows up for some of her attacks, named Yamato Nadeshiko. But you guys know the drill by now. She's got some butt bumps. And with appropriate names too, like Flying Peach and Shooting Peach. You know, those names sound kind of familiar. But let's go for something bigger. Her critical art attack. Whoa. Talk about badass. And yes, dear viewers, both figuratively and literally. Mika and Nadeshiko team up to throw their opponent around and then slam their butts together with the opponent's head sandwiched in between them. You know, because getting hit by one butt is cool, but getting hit by two, we're so down with that. And what's the name of this ultimate butt attack? The Peach Assault. Peach. Ultimate butt attack.
Of course!
Super Smash Bros., the best fighting game of all time. So many characters with so many different attacks. Even attacks with butts. Let's do a rundown. Yoshi's down B, Bowser's down B, Luigi's jab, Wario's forward and down throw, King Dedede's up B. I think that's it. I don't think there's anyone else in Smash that uses their butt for an attack. Oh snap. It's Princess Peach with her side special, the Peach Bomber. One of her strongest moves in her moveset. She tosses herself forward, rear first, and anyone hit is sent flying with an explosion of hearts. Well, in Melee it was a regular explosion, but that's besides the point. If you're a Peach main, I'm sure you use this move quite a bit, especially as a finishing blow. I honestly don't know, I don't main her, I main Pac-Man, who should have had his butt bounce as an attack. But yeah, Peach has quite the powerful posterior. She even uses it for her back air, her back throw, and her down throw, which unfortunately was later replaced in Ultimate. I gotta say, this move really fits her well, and she's never even used her bum as a weapon prior to Smash. Well, there's Super Princess Peach where she slides down slopes butt first, but that was after her debut in Melee. Whatever the case, amazing move for an amazing character.
Yo, Backbeat! Sorry to interrupt, but there's someone here who wants to see you, Hammy.
It's not Bald James Charles, is it?
No, it's this lady in the nice pink dress. She seems pretty legit.
And you're sure this isn't a disguise?
Positivo, Hammy.
Alright then, she can come in.
Hi! Are you Beneficial Gamer?
Princess Peach?
The one and only.
Wow, oh my goodness, hi. Yeah, I am Beneficial Gamer. It's a real pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty. What brings you to my place?
Well, I was informed about you in those videos you do, and I thought I'd drop by to come meet you.
Oh, well, thanks. That means a lot. It's kind of funny. I was actually talking about you just now.
Oh, really? What about me?
So, I know this is gonna sound a bit weird, but I'm doing a video on butt attacks in video games. And I'm talking about that one move you do in Smash Bros.
You mean the Peach Bomber?
Yeah, that's the one. That's not too weird, is it?
Well, I'll admit that despite the, attention I get from using this attack, I consider the Peach Bomber one of my greatest moves in Smash. If you decide to fight me, you better watch out for it. It will knock you away.
Wow, sounds like you got buns of steel. Do you do some special workout for the glutes? I'd personally like to try it, Hammy.
Aren't you a silly little fur baby?
A fur baby? Are you kidding? I'm like 28 years old, Hammy.
Yeah, he really is that old. We actually just went out for drinks recently and he got carded, so yeah, he is that old.
Anyways, I better get going.
Oh, heading out so soon?
Yeah, unfortunately, I promised Mario and Bowser I'd play Mario Party with them.
Oh, okay, well, I hope you have fun. And hey, can you tell Mario that I've been such a huge fan of him ever since I was a young boy and that I'm still a huge fan to this day?
Will do. Bye-bye now.
Well, guys, that was something. The actual Princess Peach showed up. The actual Princess Peach. No, that can't be. It's the ludicrous sleep dimension after all. I mean, that's like saying I actually met James Charles, but in reality, you guys already know. It felt real though, and there was nothing wrong with her. She wasn't a floating head, she wasn't bald, she wasn't lacking of teeth. She seemed like the real deal. I'll just save it for the logs. I got a video to finish. Anyways, as you guys saw, butt attacks are quite underrated. I think the examples I've shared with you today are some of the best that video games have to offer, and I know there's probably more out there that I didn't mention, so I'd like to ask you guys, if there's any butt attacks I didn't touch upon here, let me know in the comments below. Or you could tell me who has the best butt in video games, I don't know. But until next time, this is Beneficial Gamer, signing off.
What a nice guy. It's a shame that he's stuck here in the LSD. But I'm also glad he's here, because I think I'll need his help. And with his help, we can both escape this false paradise.